Welcome back. One of the things that you would have observed in the previous step is we had to create two change events for handling the changes in the two elements which are present in here. What if the form has 10 elements, 15 elements? You can't keep writing events like this, right? So what can we do in that kind of scenarios? That's what we would be looking at in this specific step. Handle username change event. It is right now printing event.target.value. Let's see what would happen if I say event.target.name. Let's try and change the value. So you can see that it's printing username, which is the name of the field which is changing. So what I can do is actually, instead of hard coding username in here, what I can do is, instead of username, I can say this specific thing. So let's format this so that this looks a little more readable. So we are creating an object with username as a specific value and setting it into the state. This value is actually event.target.name, right? So that will help us to make it generic. Will this work? If I save this right now, you can see compilation errors. That is because whenever we create an object, so what we are doing in here within the curly braces is creating an object. Whenever we are creating an object, the left hand side is the name of the object member variable, and that is typically expected to be a constant value. You cannot put a variable in there. If I want to use a variable in there, what I would need to do is put it within square brackets. So now let's see what would happen. Cool. Now you can see that the state is being updated and it is being reflected back in here. That's cool. So what we can do now is, instead of actually calling this handle username change event, what I'll do is I'll just copy this and call this handle change. So for any change of event, what we want to do is call this. The thing is, it can work both with username and the password fields, because here we are not hard coding the name of the element in this state which is changing. One of the important things now is, whatever you have in the state should match with whatever we have in the form element names. So the name of this form element is username. So in state also we should use username. Same with password as well. So this creating a generic handle change will only work when I have the same names for form elements as well as inside this state. Now let's go ahead and do this. So now I can actually comment out control/handle password change, can comment out handle username change as well, and I can remove the binding for these and add the binding for this dot handle change is equal to this dot handle change dot bind this. Now this would enable us to have multiple form elements and still have just one method for the handle change. Now we need to tie it back to the change. So it's handle change. Handle change. Let's see what would happen now. Cool. So whatever I'm typing in is going into the state and shown down here. If you want to see what's in the state, actually just before the thing, you can say this dot state. So this prints the state before the handle change event. So you can see the state is getting updated as well as we keep typing in stuff. Cool. So in this step, what we looked at is how to create a generic event to handle the changes. We created a generic event which can handle all changes for any text element. I'll see you in the next step. Until then, bye-bye.